Hello everybody, how's everyone doing? I'm doing good too. My name is Nadia and let's talk about the routine of homeschooler. Um, it's basically the extension of the topic that I talked about in my previous video. And in my previous video, I talked about what subjects we study normally. In this video, I am going to talk about when do we study those subjects, okay? Now, the routine of a homeschooler is a superficial subject. There's no such thing as a routine of a homeschooler. There is no routine at all. Yes, this is something very hard to understand. Very hard to if you understand it, it's very hard to digest. And then if you digest it, it's very hard to implement. This is something that I've learned after many years of trial and error, and after many years of wasting my time and energy and getting frustrated and getting nothing being done on time and according to how I planned, I ended up scolding my children. I ended up making a big fuss out of everything. So then I realized that everything I'm doing is wrong here and I need to change myself. One thing that you have to keep in your mind is when you decide to homeschool your child, you are actually giving your child the freedom to choose when that child is at home. If you are not going to do that, I don't see any purpose of doing homeschooling or unschooling. Then this whole process becomes a failure. The thing that we have to understand is that we're not teachers, and our house is not a school, and we cannot turn it into a school. Our house is a house, and our child who is not going to school and staying at home, we are not that child's teachers when it comes to the book learning or the literacies, this kind of learning. We're only the facilitators, okay? Child or all the children, they learn on their own pace. Every child is different and every child has his own abilities and characteristics that they use to grasp the external knowledge. Okay, so what method was good for you once upon a time may not be good for him or her today. And you might sometimes, as I mentioned in my previous video, that because I have a passion of learning languages, I was like, you guys should learn a language. You guys should either learn French or German or Spanish. Just learn. Just learn a language. And but I was not seeing that they have no interest in the languages like I do. So I was actually making them do things that I want to do, or I was imposing myself on themselves. This is not right. This is when you are turning the whole concept of homeschooling into something stupid. The homeschooling is basically when you leave the child on its own. Your child is a natural learner. One thing, please understand that your child is way smarter than you are. He's way smarter. Like, just don't think he's a child. He's a mature person. He's an adult. He has much knowledge of the natural world than you are. We have been conditioned. We are just not ourselves. We have been obeying the system. We have been obeying the society. Our minds we are contaminated. Like, But children, they are so much, when they are kids, they are still, so to some degree, they are connected to the nature. We say that, okay, it's our food time, just even if we're not hungry, we go get the food. And a child knows when he's hungry. The child would only eat when the child is hungry. And we're like, no, no, no. It's your time to eat. It's your time to drink. Go drink, go eat. If you're not doing it, you were disobeying me. While we are totally unaware of this fact that a human or any living being should only eat when they're hungry. So when we eat when we're not hungry, everything that we eat, it's a waste. It is going to be wasted in our body. It is not going to help our body grow. So the same way, when the child is not hungry for the knowledge, for the learning, and you are feeding the child, it's time for you to feed. It's time for your science feed. It's time for your English grammar feed. That will be a waste of your time, of your discipline, of your all the energy that you have. So let the child be. Let the child learn on its own pace. Your child is not going to turn himself into a brute if you would leave the child alone. Now let's talk about that. We say that, okay, how can we leave the child alone? We need to we should teach them manners, and we have to, what do you mean? You bring the order in the house, in your life, in yourself. You want to teach the child not to lie while you've been lying all the time. You want child to keep his promise. Take my example. I say, my kids are like, Mama, take us to the park. And I'm like, oh, I'm so tired today. I'll take you tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, I'm like, oh my God, I have a backache. I don't think it's possible today. And then I expect them to keep their promises. And this is insane. This is totally insane. Whatever you want your child to do, start doing it yourself. Okay? I know this thing that I am a person who likes to keep the house in order, fold my laundry and everything. But when my daughter, she doesn't do that. She's 11 years old. She has always seen me doing that. But all the time I have to tell her, no, Manayo, go ahead. Why are you making a mess, Manayo? Your upper is lying there. Why don't you put it on the hanger and put it in the cupboard? Why aren't you doing that? Still, I have to say that. I agree. I admit this thing. But this is something that you have to learn, that anything that you want the child to do, first do it yourself. First bring order in your life, patience in your life. Children are only mimicking you. They're only imitating your behavior. They are who you are. Okay, so with that, it's also your responsibility. With every now and then, you tell them, okay, pick up your mess, do this or do that, whatever you want them to do around the house. And life is easy. Just don't complicate it. You have complicated it yourself. The same way, when it's about homeschooling, we start complicating it so much and start expecting so much out of this procedure that we end up getting nowhere. So, I would like to wrap up everything saying one thing, that keep the child intact. Okay? If the child comes, I have 2 kids. One learns on her own pace. She loves animals, and she watches animal documentaries and learn a lot of things from there. She loves dogs. She loves about their she learns about the dog behavior, how to train dogs, and she's learning all these things without me telling her to do that. She does photography, and she loves cooking and everything. Whenever she needs my help, I go help her out. I go facilitate her in things that she wants. And when it comes to the smaller one, it happens that all of a sudden she has an urge. She goes like, I need pencil, I need pencil. And I am like, I need to leave everything and give her a pencil and give her a paper. And whenever she wants colors, and all of a sudden she says, I need colors, mommy, I need colors. Go ahead, give her colors. When they are ready to learn, help them out and just stay back. When they would say, mama, what is this, mama, what's that, make sure if they're asking you like 20 times, 30 times, 100 times, what is this, you tell them, this is cabbage, this is cabbage, this is cabbage. Okay? And this is when the child is ready. You have to be ready when the child is ready. When the child goes off, you go off, turn yourself off. Okay? That is what I have learned all these years teaching my children, that do not interfere in their work. Let them be who they are. If you want to teach them something of your own, do that only when you get you get some time, some tidbits of time you get in between. You teach them those things and just move on. Everywhere you go outside in the nature, be ready. Anything you see you can relate to, just relate the process. Tell them for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes that this is what's happening. Ask them questions and listen to their opinions. They are way intelligent than we are. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope you like it. And again, if you have any questions, do let me know. And I hope you guys stay safe and happy. Have a good day. Ciao, ciao.